Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 on my personal multiplayer world, I guess, server. Um, this episode, we're going to be working on a little bit of um, tree building and kind of the pretty details to make this as sorry, I should cover. I did add a huge, doubled the amount of buildings. I did kind of just copy. I have about a dozen different designs, and about 6 of them I think I copied over here. Just because it is a poorer suburb, so I wouldn't expect there to be a whole lot of different designed houses. Typically, at least this time period would have similar houses, and at least in my head. But we are going to get started by actually flying over here. I'm going to turn down my render distance to 7 chunks. I know that's a little bit short, but it should help my FPS. So we're gonna select these guys here. Let's see what else we're gonna find. I can actually do a lot with, and most of it can be done with that. But I am gonna take some of these. I'm gonna take that, and then come over to the houses over here. I'm sorry for the lag. Normally it doesn't lag, but recently it has been, so I think I may have to because my connection's perfectly fine, so it's my computer, so I think I have to clear out some files, or dedicate a little bit less RAM to Minecraft, as weird as it sounds, just to allow it to function a little bit better when I'm recording and stuff like that. But I love the blue orchid and lily of the valley, so we're also going to take those. Let's get started over at the entrance here. So this is the main entrance to this part of the town. I don't know why I chose to put a tree here. I just like how it kind of divides that area off, makes it harder to see through and distinguish exactly what's there, which is also the purpose of the hedge. I'm probably going to maybe increase the hedge height a little bit now that there's actual houses behind it, but it's meant to, while you're on the path, relatively give privacy to people walking and not be stared down by everybody in this area. But into here, I definitely think I'm going to place a... Did I just throw that out? What just happened? I don't like the look of that. Honestly, it'll be under redstone. I'll just do that. Oh. Come on now. There we go. I do prefer the closed just so you can't see it as well. So I am just going to edit these ones really quick. Bring a little bit more uniformity to the builds, or to the houses I should say. Because typically during, again, a time period like I'm aiming for here, it would have had pretty uniform buildings for the less wealthy of the community, versus the upper class nobles kind of deal would be over here, and then, well, the upper class would be over here, and then like the nobles and stuff will be on the inner castle walls. Yeah, around the outside eventually there will be, oh, like spike, like over here, this kind of wall going all the way around. Helps keep mobs out, so then I don't have to light up all of the forest, and it can just stay dark and a little bit spookier, which I kind of enjoy, especially for at night. Here it's a little bit lit up, but that's just because I've been working here and mob spawn here more often. I definitely think that I need to extend this path at least into here a little bit. What I could do is actually replace this and add some lilacs to here just to give it a little bit more, or give it a little bit of something. Sorry, I'm terrible with commentary. I haven't done a whole lot of it in the last basically 2 years. The last video I recorded yesterday has been uploaded today, and I'm going to upload this one and get it hopefully rendered and uploaded today as well. So you'll have 2 videos. I know I asked if you guys are going to want something like this in the future, but I kind of decided I want to do it. So I do have free time, and I'm going to be building on this anyway, so I may as well make videos out of it. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Okay, so now that that's a little bit more uniform with the ground and my kind of path deal going on here, add a little bit of color there. I do think that I could have potentially added a little bit more of a square, but I did add this pond here with fish named Fishy Friends, just because why not? And in the back of Buddy's place there is the turtle sanctuary like I showed off in the previous video. If you do want to see literally everything in this world, then check out the previous video. It was a full world tour, and yeah, that's it. That's about it. I'm just gonna make a little hedge here, just a simple little guy that'll bring a little bit of greenery back to this this section here, and kind of divvy up those 2 houses just a little bit. And then I have an excuse to kind of bring it over onto his land a little bit as well. And I guess I could bring it one more, just so I can add a little bit more kind of definition. I can make it a little bit steeper, and then add kind of a ridge on top. And I could give it that, like that, so then it looks more like a hedge, but you still can't really get on top of it from there. You can only really get on top of it from a couple spots. So that's nice. This here, likely what I'll do is if I come up to here, section off that part. So this will be a little bit of a community area. I am a sucker for water features, so I'm just gonna add a little pond here, honestly. It wasn't overly displayed in my vintage craft build, although it sort of was, I guess, in the jungle village, I guess I would call it, where I had the underground the underground river, and it was gonna be a huge mine down in the bottom with a river flowing beneath it and lava intersecting it, and I had all these plans, but then I kind of lost interest for a little while, and then the server got reset and I lost interest for quite a bit while longer, and then didn't really have a whole lot of interest until I met my now current girlfriend, who also likes Minecraft, so we've been playing quite a bit of it recently. So I'm gonna do the /fill water times 10. I'll just fill that completely, then I don't have to screw around with water bucketing all of it. However, I'm still going to just a few spots like there, and yeah, I may as well do it from there too. Just a nice little thing there. May as well make it like that. Cool. So I'm gonna get rid of that and pick up the sugar canes. We'll add a couple sugar cane around here. That's gonna go to that height anyway, so may as well. There. I'm not gonna worry about my string trick that I normally do with the sugar cane, just that keeps it at that height. Don't know why I did that, but we can get rid of that. In between these, honestly, I could just make a rose bush, as lazy as that is, a rose bush patch, just to kind of bring it out a little bit. There. So a little bit of a rose bush patch kind of covers up their backyard a little bit more privacy, that kind of deal. This one here, I think what I'll do is just honestly build a short wall that covers that with the cobble going across. And then I'm going to take that, not a slab, a stair, and just kind of block that off like that. And then, actually, I kind of want to bring this all up a little bit. I'm going to place a darker colored stair being dark oak stairs here, here, and there for Ben. Actually, we'll go there, 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 and then bring this up just a little bit more like that. Then I'll just do this, and then you go into here at the bottom, dark oak sign. Oop. There we go. So now I have a little bench there, and that's kind of blocked off. Once this house is complete, you won't be able to see anything in the back there, which I'm also gonna cut. Oop. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but that's. I'm going to grab a slab and just kind of cap that off so it looks more like it's incorporated into the roof. Next, this is gonna be really easy for me. I'm actually gonna make a double wide flower bed here. Actually, we'll make, no, I need those. We will make, instead of a flower bed, we're going to make a little garden here right in front of their house, which we will, and it doesn't really matter what hoe I grab, but those will all be tilled because of those two water blocks there, and they will be relatively invisible as soon as I add, we will add some wheat obviously, and may as well add some beetroot and some carrot. Nah, I'll do those after. So a couple beetroot, that, and then carrot and potatoes. There. Now it looks like an actual mini garden with 4 different types of plants. Oh, that was, I think, correct, actually. Oh, it was meant to be open for that. However, I could add one of these guys if I place that there instead. Oh, it's because that's on that block. Never mind, I can't do that. Never mind, I did the best I could do with what I had. So maybe I just close that off, and then it looks a little bit more natural. Anyways, there's that. This is kind of a little lame, not gonna lie, but it's what it has to be. There. This here, I think I'm gonna build a tree that overarcs this. So this is gonna be a fun one. So this is where we're gonna get into the custom trees. So I like to branch out my tree quite a lot, even for its roots, to emphasize the fact that it is kind of more of a realistic, where it would, I'm actually gonna leave that one there to place that like that. No, you can stay there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is then select a few of the blocks, and as I get going up, I like to, since I plan to over arc this one, I'm going to slowly influence it this way. So this can maybe be a mini branch that goes out over top of the path, sorry. Once we're done with this tree, I will cut the video and record episode 3, and you may get 3 parts today. But it will, I don't know why I was building that so straight line. There, that looks better. Even though that's kind of just a strict diagonal, but it will be modified in a little bit. I may record an episode 3 for you guys, and you will probably also get that today if I do record that, as long as the rendering doesn't take forever. So that's probably what I'm looking like. I do have to stiffen up this, so add a ridge back there maybe. Increase this width a lot. Increase this base width quite a bit, because this is the biggest tree that I currently now have built on this world, I believe, other than my mega tree. But that was less built hand than it was with a wand. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I mentioned that in the video or not, or in the intro video or not. Yeah, so I'll do that. It kind of encroaches on the path a little bit, but honestly, I'm okay with that. They just built with what they had. So this tree is actually going to be leafed all the way around here. So it's going to have big leaves. I probably can't get that close, just because then it would look a little tacky, but I can probably get away with this. There's that. This can encroach on the roof. I feel like that's fine. just gonna break these. So then we have a little bit more space to work with. There should be, yep. Just break that back a bit. Give this tree a little bit more breathing room that I'm building here. There might be more logs in here, so I'm just gonna, there we go. Yep. Probably right in here somewhere. If I'm wrong, I apologize for all of the clicking. Maybe I'll just, there we go. Oh, there's one more. There we go. Okay, so I kind of do like the shape of that. It is kind of roughly what I'm looking for. I do want to adjust that angle. So I could do, since I did make this a circle, I can be super quick about this and do / fill oak underscore leaves. Boom. That's filled. I know that's probably a little bit excessive with the numbers, but hey. So we're gonna do one of those again. Boom. Oh shoot, those are gonna require, damn it. Didn't think about this. Any leaves that are world edited require wood, which is super dumb in my opinion. They should be these kind of leaves that will not decay no matter where the wood is. But hey, now I have just wood. Where I normally wouldn't put wood in a tree, which is weird to think about, not putting wood in that part of a tree, like incorporating more branches. But typically I will have my leaves stacked at a way that it does, you can't really tell, similar to how those leaves are stacked once it gets to a certain density. Even if you're on fancy graphics, you can't really see where what is, just because of darkness gradients and stuff like that once light passes through each leaf block. So continuing placing, meticulously placing leaves. I do want to bush up the top just so this doesn't look like a traditional geisha, which is exactly not what I want it to look like. I want it to look like just a big old oak, or literally just an organic oak that kind of, I guess, grew sideways over top of this area, which would be a ironically enough a lumberyard. But it provides great cover for the actual wood that they store underneath, is what I'm envisioning, is why they left it here. Cause like that's covering your stock. Like that shit ain't getting wet. I am not gonna, like, I'm not trying to cuss all the time. But if it happens, I'm not going to apologize for it every time. I will try not to use the F-bomb unless I'm, like, scared out of my boots. So, placing layers on layers. Now you can't really tell from the top if there's any, like, you can kind of see throughout the whole tree where there might be a piece of wood, but it would be hard to tell otherwise. Like, I could honestly just run veins through like this, and it would look like it's anywhere within the tree. So now if you go to the top and try to look through, you see every once in a while you'll see a branch. Now it's a matter of just doing the exact same thing we just did but upside down, which I actually prefer. I kind of prefer it this way. I already know what the top looks like. I know what the shape looks like. The top kind of gives me that idea. Then I can just round it off, bring it into a center. Less and less leaves. Kind of, it's similar, obviously similar to the top, but I don't know. Here you can almost skip some leaves, I guess. Like, I could cover that up and that wouldn't matter. Mainly because mobs can't spawn on leaves, nor can, and it won't really affect the look of the tree underneath, because I will make it probably 2 or 3 layers thick most places anyway. So continuing on here. Okay. Almost there with that level. So now even at this stage, when you sit back other than that corner, it's starting to look like just a big honking tree, right? Way bigger than that one, way bigger than that one. I think bigger than the twin acacia over here. Oh, and the triple dark oak, but I think it's bigger than this twin acacia. The base isn't, but here you can, like, this is a perfect illustration. I don't have as much room over there, so, but that's what I mean by I love to overemphasize the roots. Here I literally barely didn't do it. I don't know why, but that's a really good example. Here's a few, sorry for that. Here's a few more that I didn't yet do the roots for. This guy did do a little bit of roots throughout here, under there a little bit. This one didn't really get roots. It got kind of covered up by the leaves, but here's this one. I kind of went for the stockier build here, but I do think that now that I'm seeing this, if I do this, and like, instead of having those little tiny ones, make it more dominant on the ground, so you still walk over a flat surface, but it looks like it's the root. So there you go. And like, I could come here and there's that. Now if I come up to here, I'm going to bulken up the stem quite a bit, or the trunk I should say, because this isn't just a tall plant, it is a tree. There we go. A little bit bulkier of a stem without having overarching. But here's what I love to do with these kind of trees that I leave a lot of divots in. It's just bringing the leaves down. Kind of just covering it with foliage, allowing the leaves to kind of take over the tree a little bit more. You kind of want to extend this back a little bit. Give this side a little bit more definition. There we go. I will in the future try to incorporate the Minecraft sounds back in. Actually, it may just be because it's so low. Hold on. Not video settings. No, yeah, my headphones are connected too, so it should be working, but it's just deciding not to, I guess. There might be something else in the background that's occupying the audio, which sometimes happens on my computer, where then it won't play Minecraft's audio and stuff like that, so I will figure that out in the future. So, kind of adding a little bit more to the top, bulking that back out, giving it a little bit more depth, and then just kind of encapsulating the stem a little bit more, or the trunk, sorry. And I like to just, once I get to a certain point, rapidly fire off the leaves at the bottom of the tree. Here we'll fill it in a little bit more. First, there we go. Fill that in. And then just go to town, randomly placing these guys here. Oh no, not quite that low though. Just randomly placing them like that. So at the end of your build, once you're down below, it looks like they're just, the leaves are drooping down, because that's just how it was. It grew, that kind of deal. There you go. There is the tree that will, so now when we go from our entrance, so let's just call this the quarterway mark. So now we have a little bit more greenery there, hedge here, dividing a couple trees with a water feature in the corner. This dude's little house got super upgraded with the aesthetics. He has 2 ponds now. We got a rose tree here. I may as well incorporate a little bit more of the roots into the ground, because this is a fairly large tree. Sure, there, more roots. This is already here, but it is my fish pond. There's the rose bushes, a little wall here instead of foliage. Actually, I kind of like the look of that, so I'm just gonna bring it all the way across, add a little bit more definition. Little bench here, personal garden that's now almost fully grown, and then the big custom tree that covers over most of the oakwood stock. I think the next episode we're going to build another huge tree back from here, so it's going to stem probably, this will probably be one of the bigger trees in the kingdom, because I do not know what else to do back here. So I may as well make a gigantic tree, because I love trees and building trees and stuff like that. But it'll probably be about that big from the base, with roots jutting out there and probably into the path a little bit, and probably easily coming probably up to here and then branching out quite a ways. So making that one look tiny is the goal for the next one. So that will probably be its own video, which I will probably record right after this one, as the other video is rendering, or this video is rendering. So I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you on the next episode, episode 3 of Apallos SMP. Thank you guys.